Good morning, everybody. Zoe's just she's having a morning. She's like very, very needy. So hopefully we can get through this okay. I'm sure she'll calm down. So I decided to just do a recording stretch, just so that everybody can do it at the time that they want it. I had some 9 a.m. requests, afternoon requests, evening requests. This is the needy dog. Anyways, what do you need for this stretch? Just your either a yoga strap, a small towel, or your resistance band. And if you like to sit up, I'm on my blocks right now, blocks, pillow, whatever, all of that works. So we're gonna start seated. If you're sitting on props, great. Otherwise, just on the floor. And then we're just gonna come into just hands wherever feels good. She's gonna get herself settled. Good Lord. Okay, it might take a moment. And I just want you to close your eyes as you are here. And just take a couple of slow, deep inhales and exhales. And as you do that, I want you to really feel the connection. I'm so sorry. It's supposed to be calming. This is real life. This is what happens with dogs. She's just getting her mat situated for herself, as we are for ourselves. I want you to focus on your expansion. So every time that you take those big inhales, really feel the rib cage, side body, the back body, everything expand. And then if you want to, you can give that big sigh out to release. Just take 2 more cycles of breath, just like that. Big breath in, feeling that expansion. Big exhale out. One more time. It feels good, no matter where you are in your day. Last breath in. Big exhale out. Good. Anchor those hands to those knees. We'll just start by just doing some nice little Sufi rolls here, massaging and relaxing through that low back, through the hips. Both sitting bones stay rooted. Just circling around. The low back is tight. This one always feels good. Change the direction, go the opposite way. Anchoring those hands and really pulling that chest forward and then rounding the shoulders as you come around and back. Pause anywhere that feels good as well. So we're just going to do 2 more seated in this position, seated movements. Okay. So we're going to start by coming back into our neutral spine, staying nice and tall. Take those arms forward, seated ape. So the palms will go out. The thumbs will go down. And then I want you to reach those fingertips as far as you can, round through your spine, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, and then take a big breath in. Rotate the palms to come up, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades back, and lift your gaze up. That's your inhale. Return to your exhale. Bring those arms forward, getting into those shoulders, creating as much space as you can. In, breath to open. Exhale to round. And that should feel really, really good, especially if you've had to do any shoveling. In, breath to open, squeezing those shoulder blades back, a nice micro bend in the elbow. Exhale to return, and we'll do that 1 more time. Go slow, exaggerate your movement. Breath in, open. Oh, nice. Exhale to return. Good. Last one we're going to do in this seated position is in lateral. So getting into the sides of the body, taking the left hand down, reaching that right arm up and over, taking it from right to left to just open up that side body first. So side to side, big reach of the arm. Exhale over. In, breath to reach. Exhale over. Good. The next time you're over to your right side, hold it there. Keep that left arm reaching over. Open up that chest. So rotating chest to shine upwards, and then exhale to shine downwards, reach that left arm. Oh, that gets nicely into that lat and into that side body. Inhale, open. Exhale to round. Do that 1 more time. In, breath to open. Oh, exhale to round. Good. Take it over to the other side. Left side, right arm reaches over. Hold there. Really reach that arm and then open up that chest and shoulder. Press both sitting bones down. Exhale to round. Good. 2 more times. Open it up on the inhale. Take your time. You can close your eyes here if that feels good. Exhale to round, and 1 more. Go. Exhale to round. As you are finished those, you can remove, if you were sitting on anything, remove those props out of the way. We're going to come into a seated straddled position. And we're just gonna spread those legs, flex through those feet. Oh, and if the hips are tight, this one's gonna feel really good. So all we're going to do in this shape, so make sure everything's out of the way. So flexing through those toes. You can take your hands to heart center, you can interlace, you can take the hands to the tops of the legs. We're just gonna come into a micro hip hinge. So I want you to really focus on the spine staying nice and long. You can even take the hands down to the mat in front. I like to try to just not have that support. So just interlacing there, and it's not gonna be a big movement. Inhale to come tall, exhale to fold forward. So we're really getting into those hips. Inhale up, exhale forward. 2 more of those. Inhale up, exhale forward, flexing the toes as much as you can. One more time, big breath in. Now you can take those hands to your mat. We're just gonna hold in that fold position. Now, you could be a lot further than me, maybe you're less than me, it does not matter, but I just want you to really check in to make sure you're not rounding through the spine. The goal here is not to see how far you can go. The goal is to see where you can go with that nice, neutral, long spine. We breathe for 3, for 2, and for 1. So good. Take those hands in behind you, slide the heels in, keep them nice and wide. Windshield wiper those knees from right to left. So we're gonna go into a 90-90 shape to get into those hips a little bit more. So we're gonna keep windshield wipering a couple more times here. My hips are super tight, so this is gonna feel really good for all of us getting those hips to move. The next time your knees are over to the left, or it doesn't really matter, whatever side, come on into that 90-90 shape. Now, you can interlace those hands at your chest. If you need that support on the left side, that is fine as well. So we're gonna just start with an internal rotation. So we're gonna try to lift that back right foot. Now, if you notice on mine, I'm barely moving. I don't wanna see you leaning forward to try to lift. The goal here is internal, pressing the knee, lifting the foot. If you wanna have that support of the hands, that's fine as well. All right, so we're just gonna do this a couple more times. Excellent to get that range of motion, getting them into those hips. Because we do such a forward and back motion, say this all of the time, these exercises are so key for those hips. Okay, give yourself 1 more and try to hold it up. 3, press the left knee down as well. 2, 1, we're gonna do the opposite. So you're gonna lift the knee away from the floor. I always know when I wear black leggings, because you can't really see what's happening. Lift your right knee up away from the floor and down. Also, make sure you're not lifting the left knee as well. Left knee or whatever side is down on the floor, that should remain there, okay? So now we're doing the external, open that knee. Oh, exhale down. Maybe you don't need to do the grunts. Maybe you do. Okay, 1 more time. Big breath in, lift it up, hold it there. All right, now from here, what you're gonna try to do is pick up that foot, bring it around to in front of the left shin, and then pick it up and return it back. Okay, so now this is actual movement. Pick it up, strength, place the foot down in front of the shin, pick it up, move it back around. Ooh, that's some serious work. Again, if you need that support to get that movement, you can place that left hand down. 1 more time, lift it up, bring it around, lift it up, place it back. Good. Take the hands in behind you. Windshield wiper those knees. That's some serious hip work, my friends. Okay, windshield from right to left. A couple of times. We're gonna do all of that. We didn't fold. That's okay. We'll do that. We'll do that another time. Lift those legs up and over to the right and hang out there. Excuse me. All right. So right knee now is pressing down that outside of the shin. We want to try to always keep that going. We're going to come into internal first. So lifting, left foot away. Now you'll notice, or maybe you won't, maybe you will. You'll notice a difference from side to side. And again, maybe you won't. I always do. This is 100%, it's my weaker side. I've had more injuries on this side, but it's also my more stable side because of the recovery that I had to do from breaking ankle, from knee surgery, all of the joys of life. Okay, we're not getting very far over here. It is maybe a centimeter of lifting. Give yourself 1 more lift and hold for 3, 2, 1. Good. External. So lifting the knee open and away. Lower it down. Lift and open. lower it down. So good. Okay, 2 more. Breath lift, and you can go extra slow. If you need that good pause at the top, take it. 1 more up, and 1 more down, and then we're gonna lift hold. Okay, so here's your hold. Lift it up, open, press both knees down and away from each other, or open and away from each other for 3, for 2, and for 1. Okay, we come into that lifting of the leg up and over. Left foot places in front of right shin. Then we lift that leg up and back. We're turning to the 90-90. Lift it up. Place it down. Lift it up, return back. And again, if you need that support of that right hand in behind you, always take that option, no problem. Up and around. 1 more time. Lift it up. Ooh. Place it around. Nice job. Place the hands in behind you, windshield wiper those knees from right to left. Oh my goodness. Serious work today. Serious work today. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana legs yoga, or butterfly legs, if you will. Soles of those feet are going to come together. This is going to be our last one in this seated position. Hands to ankles, elbows to knees. We just want to give a nice little press down. Just opening through those hips. Breathing there, and if you feel good there, you can also take the hands far forward. You can round through the spine. Just try to think of driving the knees down. Breathe there for 3, for 2, and for 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we just did there was a lot of work in flexion. What is flexion? When you're think of sitting on a chair, your hips are more in that 90-90. So now what we're going to do is come into extension. Okay, so we're going to lengthen through the front of the hips, which is probably the one that most of us needs the most. Now, something I didn't mention is if you have a little towel, if you have sensitive knees, or double up your yoga mat, we're going to come onto the right knee and that left foot forward. Okay, from here, we'll take those hands towards those hips. We're just going to come into a couple of pelvic rocks. So tilting those hips under, and then pressing the hips back, tailbone back, however you want to think of it. So it's like cat and cow kneeling, okay? And sometimes taking the hand to the front and to the back also gives a nice little guide there. Now, if you are similar to myself, my quads and hip flexors are always tight. It's not very fun. So this one feels extra good usually for opening that up. Okay, so you're tilting forward and back. Couple more times here. Oh, that feels good. Come into your tilt and then hold. So you're tucking that tailbone under, glutes are active, core is active, and we're just breathing there for 3, for 2, and for 1. Wiggle that left foot a little bit forward and then come deeper into that lunge. I still want you to maintain that tuck position. So that should feel quite intense of a stretch. If it doesn't, try to tuck a little bit more. We breathe there for 3, for 2, and for 1. Wiggle that left foot forward, deeper into that lunge. Keep tucking that tail, keep pulling up through that core. Breathe there. You can take the hands to the knee. If you do have blocks, that's a great place to have them on the highest height. Breathe for 3, for 2, for 1. Your deepest lunge here. Okay, keep that tailbone tucked for 3, for 2, and for 1. Hands are going to come to the inside, heel toe that left foot out. You are now in your lizard. So that tuck of the tail is going to be released. Maybe some of you can be down on those forearms. I want you to think of that left knee and left foot. Left foot is pressing down, left knee is opening away from the body as much as you can. Maybe you're down on your forearms, maybe you're on your blocks. Radiating space into those hips. We're going to hang out here for about 30 seconds. Just focusing on that breath. So good. Inhale and exhale. Just as we did at the beginning, think of the expansion on the breath in. Release on the exhale. One more full breath. And exhale. Okay, that feels so good. You can hang out there for a little bit longer, but let's walk those hands slightly further back. Take your left leg back to meet the right, coming into a nice narrow child's pose. So countering that stretch, coming back into the flexion position, pressing those hips back toward the heels, walking those hands forward. Oh, and just breathe space into the shoulders, the back, the hips, all of the things. And then we're gonna switch that out. Make your way back up, coming back onto those knees. Oh, right foot's gonna come forward. Hands towards those hips. And again, if you need to double up that mat on the other side, coming into those tilts through the hips, that nice tilt under, and then open to extension. Oh my goodness. Okay, feeling all of the feels here. Giving ourselves about 30 seconds of the tilt. So what we're trying to do here is to see what is your range for this side? For me, once again, this side's tighter, shocker. Okay, but what we're trying to do is work through that and try to exaggerate your range or deepen your range, I guess would be a better word. Okay, enjoying that nice tilt. Let's all come into our last one. Here, tilt and hold. Okay, now we breathe for 3. See if you can tuck a little bit harder for 2, and then shift yourself forward like 1 inch. Okay, serious breath work if that is tight for you. Breathing into that left side, hip flexor, into the quad. Serious, serious tightness. Okay, when you are ready, you're gonna wiggle that right foot forward. Keep that tailbone tucked. So this should be challenging. If it's easy for you, try to tuck a little bit harder. That is a beautiful, beautiful stretch. I hope you feel that. Okay, we'll take one more breath on that level. And then maybe heel toe that right foot forward a little bit more, deepening that lunge. Fantastic opener for this hip and quad, okay. Take one more breath. Wiggle a little bit more. Again, maybe this is where the yoga blocks come in if you have them. You can take that hand to the knee, that works as well. Keep the tuck of the tail, take a big breath in. And then your deepest lunge here. Okay, we breathe for 3. Ooh, for 2. And for 1. Hands come to your mat, heel toe that right foot out a little bit wider, maybe it's to that 45. Hands are down onto your mat inside of that foot. Right foot is flat, but we want to think of that right knee opening away from the body, creating lots of space into those hips. And again, we're going to hang out for about 30 seconds, breathing into those hips as deep as you can. Big inhales, big exhales. So good. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more. Big inhale. Nice job. Exhale. Okay, walk those hands slightly further back. Bring that right leg back to meet the left. Maybe taking it into a wide child's pose this time. Oh my goodness. Hips, 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 hips. Okay, walk those hands far forward. Press the hips back to the heels. Take a nice big inhale there. And then we're going to make our way onto our back. And this is where you're going to need your strap or towel or band. Okay, so if you want to take a sip of water, which I'm going to, once you've made your way onto your back, you can hug the knees into the chest, maybe do a nice long body stretch. All are options. Maybe you just want to hang out. Maybe you're taking a sip of water too. Okay, once you've made it down, once you are ready, we're going to take our prop right away, our strap right away. We're going to hook it to the right side. Okay, oh, all of the feels. That was not a sign for cuddles. Okay, so that band is going to come to the right foot and we're going to press that leg up nice and straight with a micro bend. Zoe's doing her down dog and up dog for you guys. Girl. Okay, left leg is extended out. We're just going to hang out in this nice little hamstring stretch. This should feel nice for the back body here. Breathing deep into that low back, flexing through those toes, getting that nice stretch through the entire back of that right leg. Oh, it does feel very, very nice. Okay, from here, we're just going to do a nice little gentle rock. So you're going to take that leg, let's call it 5 inches over to the right, 5 inches over to the left, just kind of prepping through those hips, side to side, making sure those right toes stay in flexion. Good. Oh, that is excellent. Okay, take your strap now into your right hand, take your left hand to your left hip bone, and then open that right leg out towards the side. So you're kind of creating the Y, I guess you will. I think this used to be called Y scale back in the day, very back in the day. Yes, then it was called a stretch, like a heel stretch. That's the gymnastics and cheerleading chat.
terms and lingo. Okay, so your left hand is towards your left hip bone to try to make sure it stays flat. Now, if you're bringing that leg all the way over and your left hip bone is lifting, pull that leg back. Okay, flex both feet. Breathe there for 3. See if you can pull that right leg a little bit closer to the body for 2. And for 1, switch, pass that leg all the way over and through. The strap or prop comes into the left hand. Right arm comes out to a T. And then we're going to start to feel that probably into the right hip and glute. Again, we want to pull the leg towards our body, not letting it fall away. Keeping that right shoulder rooted to the floor. If it's lifting, you've maybe gone too far. Breathing there for 3. Oh, that one feels nice. For 2. And for 1. Oh, well, could we hang out there for maybe 5 more minutes? That one always feels so good. Okay, let's come back up in through center. We're going to switch it out to the other side. Left foot is going to come into your prop. Right leg is going to extend out. Oh, that hip feels good. Okay, so micro bend into that left leg. Sorry, yes, micro bend into the left leg. That's correct. Right leg is extended out. We just hang out and hold first. So we're getting some nice fresh circulation into those legs here as well. Soft bend, maybe flexing those toes a little bit more to get into the ankle and calf. We breathe, we hang out. You can close your eyes, make sure there's no tension in the chest, the shoulders, the low back. And we're going to start that little gentle movement, coming over to the right, coming over to the left. Don't really know what to call that. It's like a little rock, just kind of prepping through that hip because we know that we're going to start doing some lateral movements. Okay. And then I was going to come up with a clever word, but I'll leave it for now. Left hand is going to come onto that prop. Right hand is going to come to the right hip bone, and that left leg is going to open out to the left side. Breathing there into the groin, into the hip, into the hamstring, flexing both legs. Both toes are pulling up and in. We breathe for 3. I'll count down really slow for 2. And 1.5. All right, on your next breath in, pull that leg back through center, cross it, and pass it through to the right side and right hand. Left hand comes to the big T, palm faces down. And again, trying to get into that glute and hip, maybe pulling that left leg in towards the body a little bit more. Big inhales and exhales. For 3. For 2. So good. For 1. On your next breath in, bringing that back up. Undoing that left foot. Just place your prop off to the side. Okay, so a couple of options here. I'm going to take it to the wall today for our supported figure 4. You have the option to be laying down, or if you have a couch, chair, coffee table, something that's like knee height, you can also use that. If you have a wall space handy, we're going to get into those hips and glutes a little bit more. We're going to take the either left leg up with the right leg crossed over top of that knee. So if you're at a chair or a bench, your left heel will be on that space. Okay, so if you're against a wall, the left foot is there. If you're just going to do this one laying on your mat, it's just as good. This one is just supported. You don't have to use your hands. So it's just a nice way to just breathe into that space. Now, what you can do is give a little guide to the right knee. Make sure those toes are flexed. If you want to give a little bit of tension to try to open up that hip, you can. We're just going to hang out here again for about 30 seconds. So I just want you focusing on the breath. And if you're not feeling a stretch and you're using a wall, maybe you need to scooch your bum towards the wall a little bit more. That will intensify that stretch a lot. But again, just laying on your mat doing this stretch is perfectly good with the hands interlaced behind that left leg. Oh my goodness, the glutes and the hips. Okay, let's take one more breath as you are. Amazing. And then we're going to switch that out. So the right foot will come to the bench, chair, elevated surface, or the wall. Left leg will come across. Ankle above the knee. And again, you can give that nice little resistance or tension to that left side. Maybe it's good as it is. We just want to breathe and relax into that hip, the glute for that left side. Big inhale. Big exhale. that one more time. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good job. Okay. Now, wherever you are, if you do have a wall space, highly recommend coming to that and just placing those legs up onto that wall. If you do not have that option, you can just bring the legs up and tuck yourself a yoga block or a cushion or a pillow underneath of the hips. We're just gonna let those legs hang out extended. We stand. So where does the blood flow go? To our feet, into our legs. We're gonna give a nice little refresh into those legs. We're gonna also relax anything that's going on in the low back and hips. So in this position, you should feel quite comfortable. And if you don't enjoy this one, you can also just lay out an extension into your Shavasana, take it there and just focus on the breath. We're only gonna stay for about 30 more seconds. There shouldn't be any tension anywhere. So check in with yourself. Are you hanging on to something in the low back? Maybe it's the chest, maybe it's the face. Make sure you're not relaxing the jaw, relaxing the brow. You take your hands to your belly, you can take them out to the side. Any of those options are great. We'll take 3 more large cycles of breath as you are. As deep as you can. And again, if you want, like we did at the beginning, to give that nice sigh out of the mouth, deep breath in through the nose. And wherever you are, give yourself one more cycle of breath. Now from here, you have the option to stay as long as you want in your Shavasana, in your legs up the wall, in whatever variation you took. Oh, that was very needed. A nice little stretch, a nice little mobility, some low back and hip work, always key to work on. This one, her monster is right out, but as soon as I stand up, she's gonna get up. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you had made time, and I hope to get this into your day, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your family day weekend. Move team members, we start on Wednesday morning right into lower body. Hope to see you then. Have a wonderful day, everyone.